And we need to talk about my man, the myth, the legend, Myles Garrett. We need to talk about Myles freaking Garrett. Guys, Myles Garrett has requested a trade, even though the Browns said they are not willing to trade him. No ifs, ands, or buts. The Browns said, nope, Myles Garrett is not being traded at all. But Myles Garrett wants out. Myles Garrett wants to chase those rings. Myles Garrett wants to be in the Hall of Fame with his gold jacket with the Super Bowl ring on his hand. But even though the Browns are not entertaining trade ideas, what teams should be calling the Cleveland Browns right now? What team out there should be calling the Cleveland Browns right now and offering whatever they want for Myles Garrett? And when I thought about this, the first team that came to my mind, the first team like, hey, this team needs to be calling the Cleveland Browns right now. That is the one and only Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders have over $100 million in cap space. They have a lot of draft picks, and they have a very, very young nucleus on that team. The defense is a little old, a little long in the tooth, a little bit dry behind the ears, and the offense is a little wet behind the ears. What better way to make a nice Super Bowl push with Myles Garrett? Give them their 2, 3 first-round draft picks, whatever they want, and bada bing, bada boom, make it happen. The Washington Commanders guys are way ahead of the rebuild schedule. They made it further than anybody thought they were going to make it this season. Let's just be flat out honest. Nobody thought they were going to be a winning team. Nobody thought they were going to be a playoff team. Nobody thought they were going to be an NFC championship-bound team. They are way, way ahead of schedule. But the Washington Commanders, they can jump over that next step. They can jump over the Philadelphia Eagles, the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys, if they make this one trade. The Washington Commanders guys are going to be a team to reckon with for a very, very long time. With Jaden Daniels at the helm, they got a long way to go. We are going to be hearing about the Washington Commanders for the next 5, 10, 7, 15 years, right? Let's just be honest. They are going to be the real deal. And pretty soon, they are going to be getting the hate that the Kansas City Chiefs have gotten hate the last 3 years about. Oh, the refs are favoring them. It's all about money. We are going to be hearing about that, the Washington Commanders. So on this February 19th at 9:15 p.m. East Coast time, you heard it here first. The Washington Commanders are going to get the hate if they make this trade for Myles Garrett. And then I got to think of pondering some other teams, right? Some other teams can make the possible trade. Well, of course, we're going to say the Detroit Lions. Of course, we're going to say a team like the Buffalo Bills. Or you're going to say the team potentially like the Kansas City Chiefs, right? But none of those teams really make sense. None of those teams make sense because usually the Detroit Lions build through the draft. Usually, the Kansas City Chiefs build through the draft. Usually, the Buffalo Bills build through the draft. The Washington Commanders, they don't know what they're going to do. They just want to fire sell. They want to get out there. They want to win now. Mr. Herpy Mans himself wants to win now. The Washington Commanders guys need to be all out on Myles Garrett. So what do you guys think? Should the Washington Commanders make a deal for Myles Garrett right this second? Should they be on the phone with the Cleveland Browns right this second saying, what do you want? You want 4 first-round draft picks? Sold. You want us to pay Deshaun Watson's contract? Sold. Make it happen. Make it happen. So what do you guys think? Jim Powell says the new shirts are sick. Listen, those Picks and Punish shirts are pretty sick. You guys did a great job. You guys did a great job designing or help me design those shirts. I wear mine at least twice a week. So I know I don't wash it either. Just weird. Jim says he's going to become a Vegas to complete or to compilement to basically to offset Max Crosby. You got Myles Garrett on one side, Max Crosby on the other side. Oof, that would be dangerous, wouldn't it? That would be so sexy. The Raiders would still be a 5-win team, but man, their defense would be dangerous to watch. It would be fun to watch. It would be quarterback hell, but hey, it would still be fun to watch. Old Man River says he wants to be a Detroit Lion. What makes you think he wants to be a Detroit Lion? What makes you think that Myles Garrett wants to become a Detroit Lion? I don't think anybody right now wants to become a Detroit Lion, to be honest. Yes, they have overachieved the last couple seasons. Yes, they have this potentially to be a great Super Bowl run team. But that Super Bowl window is shut. He wants to win a ring. He just doesn't want to get to the playoffs, be a one and done. Just saying. Jim Powell says the Commanders had a fire sale last year and made it to the NFC Championship. Yes, they had a fire sale last year and they made it with a bunch of over-the-hill guys. Bobby Wagner, right? Dante Flower, the rest of those guys on the defense. They are old and they are kind of on their last legs, right? They are right at that cliff. They are hanging on. They're getting pushed over to the edge a little bit more. So they're getting close. So it's time to win now. Time to win now. Old Man River says, I believe it was a gift of a season for Washington. Just one injury away to see RG3. First of all, Old Man River, we don't ever wish injury on anybody, right? We never wish injury on anybody. So I understand we are one injury away. We are like everybody's one injury away from being an RG3, right? Everybody's one hit away from losing their career. Everybody's one step to the left of ending their career. Like that's just silly to say. That's just silly. Come on, be better than that. The last 2 seasons they were loaded in personnel. I wouldn't say the last 2 seasons they've been loaded in personnel. This last offseason they definitely loaded up. This last offseason they definitely went out and they got everybody. They got everybody. Let's just be honest. And Bobby Wagner is a badass. Yeah, I have to admit that I forgot how good Bobby Wagner actually was. So, did he play with the 49ers last year? Not last year, but 2 years ago. Ever since he left Seattle, Bobby Wagner, I just kind of forgot how good he actually is, which is crazy to me, right? Which is crazy. But hey, it is what it is. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think?